As the end of days approaches and Bible prophecy is being fulfilled in many different areas, and the different systems within the world are starting to be built up to fulfill these prophecies, that's exactly what we're seeing as the terrible times of the last days, as mentioned in 2 Timothy 3, continue to be clearly the times that we are heading in and living in. I saw this article, and it definitely is in a reference to building the technology that will enforce the mark of the beast worldwide. First, to mention the mark of the beast verse that we all know very well, but I'll just read it for the sake of it, which is Revelation 13, 16 through 17. And the second beast required all people, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their forehead, so that no one could buy or sell unless he had the mark, the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So people of the earth will need to have a mark in their hand or their head that, as we're told in verse 18 of Revelation 13, that it'll be the number of a man and it'll be the number of his name, and to calculate it with insight will be the number 666. So they'll need that technology to implement to be able to not buy or sell without your hand or your head. And so this technology is being built up. And here on May 18th, 2022, about a week or so ago, here's an article: MasterCard wants your face and hand imprint for your payments. MasterCard wants you to be the password. The article says MasterCard today announced a new way to make payments called the biometric checkout program. Instead of looking for your phone or your wallet at checkout, the new system aims to speed up the process by only using either your face or your hand to make a purchase at the kiosk. MasterCard announced the new biometric checkout program today, which presents a first-of-its-kind technology framework to help establish standards for new ways to pay at stores of all sizes, including major retailers to corner shops. The new program sets out new standards that banks and merchants can adhere to and follow to ensure that security and privacy and other personal data are kept safe and secure. After all, it's processing faces and hand imprints. So as this technology gets built up and implemented, we will see, of course, that they will tie its unfolding out to privacy reasons, to making things faster as well as safer, because you don't have to touch anything. And with all these diseases going on, you don't want the monkeypox, so you need to just scan your face when you go and buy something at the store. The president of cyber and intelligence at MasterCard, Ajay Bala, I think that's how you say it, says our goal with this new program is to make shopping a great experience for consumers and merchants alike, providing the best of both security and convenience. Kind of sounds like peace and safety that people will be saying in the end when they'll say peace and safety and then sudden destruction. These are the things that they bring up. They bring up, of course, always security and convenience and, safety in the times that we live in. These are the reasons we need to implement all these different programs that are intrusive and take away your freedoms and things along all those lines, always in the name of peace and safety within their guidelines, no one else's, of course, always falling under tyrannical implementation of these different things. I mean, they peace through tyranny is how they kind of go about all this stuff. And it starts little like this and then grows to that, because people always, when you bring that stuff up, they say, oh, you're going too far and taking it too far. It's like, well, it starts little and then it goes higher. When there's no cash and then they don't like what you post on social media, it's not that you just can't post anymore. It's now that your face is in the system and you're not allowed to buy or sell for a week because you said something online that they don't like. That's not out of the picture. People just think because now we have technology that super evil tyrannical leaders that we've read about all throughout history has disappeared. They definitely haven't. They're just under the shadows, and everyone watching this video for the most part knows that. Later on in the article, it says the first pilot program launched this week, the week of May 18th, in Brazil with PayFace at St. Marcai. That's how you say it, I think. The new system will be implemented across 5 supermarkets within that area of Sao Paulo. Future pilot programs are planned to roll out in the Middle East and Asia. So with this biometric technology and this RFID technology, really all that it is and what we're seeing it point to is towards the fulfillment of Revelation 13:16 through 18, talking about how these people in these times who are living when the Antichrist is on the earth, you can't buy or sell without a mark in your hand or your head. I mean, it's unbelievable to think how that stuff was written about thousands of years ago or close to 2,000 years ago. And then here it's unfolding today as we speak. And then there's some people who don't think the Bible's real. It's just prophecy is provable within the Bible. I mean, the Bible is the only religion and belief system of God in the world that has prophecies that are literally unfolding right now as we speak. So it's incredible to read and see these things happen, and we're definitely moving towards this time. But one thing I just want to mention again is that we can't forget that, because these things unfold all around us all the time. We saw a lot of that in 2020 up until now, different systems being set up that will most likely be used, or just test systems for the end times. And who knows how Satan works and how he has to figure this stuff out, because he doesn't fully understand prophecy and all this stuff. We can't forget that in verse 18, it says that for this is wisdom, let the person who has insight calculate the number of the beast. For it's the number of a man, and the number is 666. So that will have to be the fulfillment of the mark in the hand or the head. It can't just be this stuff. And we know that all these different technologies come out, and we know that with some of the things that came out recently that it added up to 666 and things like that. But they do that stuff anyway just because the people at the highest levels are wicked and want that type of stuff tied to things in general. But just because it's calculated like that doesn't mean that. It still has to calculate the number of a man. So we can't forget the precise details before we say like this is the mark of the beast. Because it's not yet. We don't have that yet, but it's being moved towards that, and the technology is being built and set up for that clearly. And as believers in Jesus Christ, Psalms 25:10 is a good verse to dwell on that says, all the paths of the Lord are mercy and truth to such as keep his covenant and his testimonies. So if you're in God's covenant and following his testimonies and his ways, your paths are mercy and truth. And even if you are one who falls under the persecution and the hardships, we're also told within the Gospels that those people are greatly blessed in the time to come. We're on earth for not even 100 years, most likely. And then after this, where we go will be billions and billions and billions of years. So even if we have hardships, which everyone does, but if we have serious hardships like many Christians around the world do, the glory that awaits where we're going if we stay true to the Lord is beyond anything comparable that this earth could ever offer. So just some encouragement that we always have to hold on to our eternal truth and hope, which is found and only gained through accepting Jesus Christ as the Lord and Savior of your life. Thanks for watching. God bless.